we'll just roll.
Yeah, Brian, you got to intro it, man. We can't just lollygag around here, man.
You look like
Yeah,
you're
man, got good work, huh?
Yeah, I got to go to work, Brian. You got to step up the pace here.
What is that? Are you next to the attic? What's that door on the wall beside?
What do you mean?
Yeah,
It looks like you're in. It looks like you're in a cabinet store behind you. Got like 8 cabinets behind you.
But you got a puppet stand behind you. What's that velvet thing?
Yeah.
There's gonna be little round-headed things come popping out. All right, you ready? Are you ready? Here we go. Welcome to episode 14 of the Sons of Barb podcast. We all know who we are. I'm Brian. I'm Nick. I'm
Justin.
Yeah. But who is that? I don't even know. He's directly under me in the Brady Bunch square, but he's probably not that way in the real one. Where is he?
He's diagonal to your right, I think.
That's too confusing.
Yeah, I don't know.
If it's like this, then he's down there.
Nick knows.
He is the original son of Barb. He is the one that made Barb a mom.
He is was mom's favorite by far.
No.
Absolutely
Yeah.
the best. The favorite. Anything that Deke said went. Mom favored him over all of us. I just wanted to put that out there.
We're going to have a disagreement after 15 seconds. I got more whippings than all 3 of the rest of you even put together. And so that is the truth. Nick, that's the truth. That's the truth.
You can keep saying that.
That could be, but then the older that Mom got, though, the more Deke got everything. He was the golden child. Was he not, Brian? Am I wrong?
You're right on. Keep talking the truth, man.
You would think that they would get better as they go on, right? Cecil, and then all the way down to Justin, and it's like,
Hey, wait a minute.
There you go, Nick.
Let me take a drink of this Dr. Pepper. What are you saying?
Nick, you're pretty close. They should have stopped after me. I agree with that. But for some reason, I don't know what happened, but they didn't. But they kept going, and we'll just leave it at that because the last one, you notice when they stopped. Was when they
Hey, what are you saying, man? What are you trying to say?
I don't know, man. You got a ferret stuck to your chin.
I don't even recognize this guy. What do you got on your chin, big dog?
I don't know. I shaved my armpits and glued it to my face a little bit ago.
I'm waiting for Dog the Bounty Hunter to come kicking that door down beside me. They're coming with me. January 30th, 1964, the world was different. Hey, happy late birthday, almost a month ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Thank you.
What are you, 60?
Thank you.
59.
Not quite. Next year.
I said 2 numbers.
59.
I said 2 numbers. Which one are you not quite?
59.
59. 59 whole.
Man.
What's that behind you on your head? I love
59.
what's behind people. Is that a window or is that a bathroom wall dressing or deep behind your head?
Ooh.
What is that? That flower behind your head. Looks like you're wearing a tiara.
Oh, it's one of those things Melissa hung up there. It says thankful. It's like
One of those things Melissa hung up there.
it's real popular all those decorations.
Well,
Yeah.
listen, we haven't been on since
Yeah.
September 22nd. So that's October, November, December, January. 5 months. How has the world operated without having us on the airwaves that long? And we're silent. we have no idea. Hey, guys, remember silence is a bad thing? Don't do
It's
it.
like the lady froze up.
Radio silence.
For those that don't have the benefit of video, and who wouldn't want video for this episode? I don't understand that. Anyway, so yeah, here we are back. And we knew coming back after our hiatus that we had to have a splash. Well, what bigger splash maker is there than Cecil Walter?
You got Nick on there, so that's all the splash you need.
I don't know about that. I'm just on here to keep these 2 guys on track the best that we can.
Right.
You're just on here for what?
Keep Sandy, right?
Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's what I'm here for.
Hey, well, you're doing a bad job. That's all I got to say. I got anybody else? What do we have in our company right here? I got a mocha cold brew. What do you got, Leon?
What are you eating, man?
Yeah, what are you chewing
Ice.
on, man? Dr.
Ice.
Pepper cream soda, man.
Ooh, I bet that tastes
Good.
like vomit back up
No,
there.
it's great.
You got a You got a what?
What is
You
that,
froze
Ryan?
up.
He's freezing. Mr. Freezed in the corner down there.
You got a what? What kind of a mocha? What?
Me, cold brew.
Yeah.
It's coffee.
Keep freezing up, Leon, Brian.
You're the one freezing up,
See,
man.
this is my
I love you.
my take on that. If you're gonna drink coffee, drink coffee. Drink
Right.
Oh, he called you
Right,
up.
right. There we go.
Have you seen this bed right here? I drink
Drink
coffee.
cold brew.
This is just like a one-a-day treat because whatever. But I'm a straight black.
What is the
guy.
coffee? What is the coffee you drink, Brian? Is it Death by Coffee or something
Death
like that?
Wish. Death Wish.
Death Wish.
Yeah.
Deke, isn't it? What, you drink that too, don't you, Deke? Or you drink
What's that?
something else? Do
Hey,
you drink
what's
Death
that?
by Coffee too, or not?
Right
Death
here.
by coffee. What's that?
Yeah, that
Coffee.
right there.
What's wrong with you? No, right there. See that? Death Wish coffee.
Oh, that looks.
Or Death Wish Coffee. I'm sorry.
Hey, this is
What
the
what is
closest.
that?
Right there. This is the closest we'll get to having Kelly on here. Right there it is. See, there's the face.
Oh man.
Hey,
I'm sorry.
did you see Brian had to move his Pepto out of the way to get to his
Yeah, I
coffee?
just see that. He had Tums, Pepto Bismol.
That's not Pepto-Bismol.
Man, I'm older than you. I don't take none of that stuff.
I don't
See,
know.
see, this is
Deke
the
is
most
Deke.
the most interesting thing about Cecil Farmer. Tell him how many cups of coffee you drink a day.
Me?
Yep.
Well, Nick, not as much as I used to. I drink 2 or 3 in the morning. I might drink 1 in the afternoon. So probably 3 or 4.
Okay, that sounded.
Wow.
It used to be a high number, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
Oh,
it used to be. You would not see the man without coffee. You know what I
I
mean?
used to drink a lot more, but I can still drink it even like at night and go to bed. It don't keep me awake. I mean, it's not,
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, both of you guys are like that. I barely even drink anything. You know,
6
I
or
don't know.
7 a day right here. You know who taught me how to do that? Right there. The man on
Yeah.
there. He taught me all my bad habits.
Coffee's good. Coffee's
It
good.
is. I have one before I get to work and I have about 5 at work. And I'll probably have another one later on, and it depends on what's happening, but at least 6, 7 a day probably.
I'm a cappuccino guy.
Cappuccino.
See, I like coffee, but I have to have cream and sugar. I can't just drink black coffee. You know.
Yeah.
Man,
Is that
this
why
is
you
thrilling television right here, guys. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's dying to hear this.
Hey, and you put all that cream and sugar in while you're doing your nails or after you paint them?
During.
Oh, during.
I can do
Okay.
both. Yeah, during.
Yeah.
During.
Well, hey, we've done this a lot, and we've told a lot of mom and dad stories, but we haven't had your perspective. Oh, great one! Now that you have graced us with your presence on here, what's a mom or dad story, or stories of our childhood that we haven't been able to tell that you could share? Because I know you probably have a copious list of notes to get prepared for your debut on the cast here.
Well, boy, there's so many. I don't.
You're not getting away with the so many part. Now let's go. Well, there's so many.
A mom and dad story.
Or either or, yeah, or both. We already told about you dropping the refrigerator on Dad on going down.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
you
we told
already
that.
told that one, didn't
Yeah,
you?
we already told that. Hey, what about when we came to visit you in Nashville? And Dad, you tell that one. Remember when he was laying in the bed with his back to the door?
Oh yeah, we all crawled in there. You guys got in there real late. We crawled in there in the bedroom. We was gonna scare him. He woke up. He said, "You morons," or something like that. First one to touch me's dead, or something like that. Yeah. See, I told you guys I'm not good at telling stories. All right, I got years
There we
ago.
go. He's got one. He's got it.
Years ago when I was young. I think Brian was born. We lived in Wadsworth on Grandview. I did a science project or some kind of class. I don't know if it's a igloo made out of sugar cubes.
I remember that.
You remember that?
Yeah.
And so the thing was down in the basement, and somehow or another, I took it outside or something, and it attracted a bunch of bees. And Dad goes outside. It was only Dad. This is going to only happen to Dad. and those bees came after him, and he literally ran around that house. There's a swarm of bees chasing him around the house. That really happened.
Really? I never heard that before.
You never heard that? Yeah, I made
No,
an
that's-
igloo out of sugar cubes in school.
Yeah. Why did we not throw that away after you got done with it?
That
We
is
put it in the
great.
basement.
I
Yeah.
would have loved to see that, a bunch of bees chasing Dad. That would have been
It
classic.
was a swarm of them, and they chased him around the
And he
house.
couldn't get the door open to get in the house, could he?
I don't think so.
Yeah. He's
That
trying
is
to yell,
great.
he's screaming help, and we're all laughing. We're like, what's wrong with
Yeah,
That's great. I never
yeah.
heard that
Oh,
before.
yeah.
I really haven't.
you? Yeah. I
You never
forgot
heard that,
about the
Leon?
sugar cube.
No, I never have.
And you know who got blamed for the igloo? Not the firstborn. Somehow, I was
You
in
did.
diapers.
no.
My fault.
Don't even go.
I guarantee you.
Don't even go down that route. Don't even go down that route. If something happened to Brian, I got in trouble for it. We'd walk to school together there in Wadsworth. And one time, he tripped on the sidewalk and fell and
What's so funny?
cut his face.
Yeah.
And guess what happened? I got in trouble with Mom because
Really?
I wasn't
What?
watching out for him. I was supposed
So
to watch
that-
out for my little brother. His face is all cut up and bruised and everything. And
So
tripped
he
on
didn't
the
get in
sidewalk.
trouble for falling. You got in trouble for not
Yeah, what in
watching
the
him good
world?
enough.
Correct.
Right, that's-
Correct.
That sounds about right.
Who gets in
Yeah.
trouble for falling? I couldn't help it.
Correct.
Brian had a face full of concrete.
Yeah, I had a note, and it was picture day. Remember, I was in second grade, and I had that white shirt with the little blue lines, and I had my blue ball glove because you could bring something that you love to picture day. And I
Yeah.
was face down and skidded. My nose looked like somebody took a knife to it. What did he do? All I
Oh, yeah.
saw was his back of his head going up the sidewalk. He turned around and he goes, "Hey, get up! We're going to be late for school."
Well, I wanted you to be tough. So.
Failed on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a fail.
What about a Leon story? Remember we used to use Leon as a football?
Oh,
Oh yeah, I
yeah.
remember that. That's why I can't remember things well. You know?
Oh, we did. We couldn't afford a ball sometimes. We said, well, what do we need a ball for when we got a little brother? We just pick
Right.
him up and throw him. We did. We played catch.
Right.
Now,
I know you
Played
did.
catch with him, but not like you normally play catch.
Right.
Yeah.
You guys would
You're
toss
doing
me
football.
like a ball. Right.
now look
Yeah.
at him. Now look at him. He's got a football
Yeah.
growing
Now,
on
hey,
his chin.
I turned out great, guys. You know what I
What
mean?
was that? What was that, Dick? What'd you say?
I said, now look at him. He's got a football growing on his chin.
That's a good one, Dick. That's
Yeah,
a
you
good
know. Yeah, you turkeys.
one. That's a good one.
The turkey. What about remember when when he was born? Remember when Justin was born, and that picture?
The greatest day of your lives.
When I'm holding him, remember in the picture, and I had the Andre the Giant afro. We got to find that picture. And Justin's like,
Well, you can't see it anymore because it was used as a coaster. So go ahead.
Yeah, right.
hey,
There is
we're
all
not going
kinds of
down.
pictures of Leon.
Yeah, there's too many. There's more you than there are me.
It looks like Brian is choking me to death. His hands are around my neck, and I'm like this. Like,
Yeah.
that's what the picture looks like.
I was establishing the rules of the land at the moment, But I was holding him up. He was sitting, he had his back against me, but he's a week old, and his head's like this, laying on the side. Where was Cecil? I have no idea. He's like, I don't want nothing to do with that, man, for sure. Hey, tell him about when
I remember when Kelly was born, Brian got mad when he found out she was a girl and he started punching the couch.
Do
Do you remember that, Brian? Do you
Yeah, remember what
that?
Granny made me do?
Call everybody. Yeah.
No.
I remember that.
Mm-hmm.
It made you call everyone and say that Kelly was born?
She said Granny was watching us because Mom was at the hospital. She said, just for that, you're going to call all your aunts and uncles, and you're going to tell them that you had a sister. You know what painful that was? What a painstaking thing that was? And, of course, there's Deke in the corner looking at me going, man, I knew you shouldn't have done that. I'm like, why are you stopping it? Because I'm enjoying the show over here. You over here having to call everybody, That was good. Hey, tell them about when those dudes threw that rock at me. Remember we were walking home from school?
I'm going to have to think about that one. They threw a rock at you?
Remember they picked up that great big piece of asphalt about that big, remember? I was saying stuff. I don't know what I was saying. I thought I had a bodyguard. Apparently, I was incorrect.
I remember you tripping and falling, but I gotta try to remember that one about the. That's not coming to my recollection.
Well,
You let
of
me go on
course
your own.
not.
Well, no wonder he didn't help you out, right? You don't remember.
Yeah.
It's a
I'll
wonder
have
I
to
don't
think
have a
about that one.
psychiatrist right now on my speed dial.
Yeah,
Having to
right.
do that. Nick, so you remember you grew up in the church, growing up in the church. What's your first memory of Cecil when you were in church as a kid?
First memory is Cecil. So when we were growing up, me and Noah thought. I mean, you always hear he's a preacher, he's the preacher, he's the preacher. Well, me and Noah thought that they were saying he's the creature. So we called Cecil the creature, and we were little. That's probably my first memory of Cecil at the church.
That's
Yeah.
good. The creature.
The creature, yeah.
The creature.
Your grandma still laughs about that.
Yeah.
She still.
The creature.
She'll call me that every so often. It's funny.
Well, you think about it, a kid, and I always thought this when I was younger, and we did too, all of us growing up. The pastor's like somewhere up here, you know. And if he ever says your name in the pulpit, you're like, oh, you know, you can't believe it. Or if he notices you and says something to you, you're like, I can't feel anything, you know. Your body goes limp.
Brian is the king of exaggeration.
Right.
There is
Absolutely.
absolutely
Right.
he can take the simplest thing
Right.
and make it just.
That's his middle name, Brian Exaggeration Farmer. You know.
I agree.
Right.
I agree.
Absolutely.
What's happening right now? What's happening right now? This is wrong.
Hey,
No.
you asked me to come on, man.
I love it, man. No. Listen, where did I learn to exaggerate? I'm in the middle. There's a reason why this is the way it is. Nick, I'm sandwiched between these dummies, and then, of course, Kelly comes in the middle there. But I'm the true middle child.
Hey, I'm a middle child too. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong with it.
Oh yeah, you're middle. Okay.
No. Kelly always says she's also the middle because she's in the middle. She's the only girl.
Right. So that doesn't count.
Yeah.
She had dad wrapped around her finger. You know
That's
what I'm saying?
the truth. That's the
She
truth.
got absolutely anything she wanted. So that don't count. You know?
So did you.
Huh?
So
Did you say that again?
Right, Deke?
Hello?
What's that?
Yeah. Yeah. Hello, my friend. Didn't he? He got everything he ever wanted as a kid. Didn't
Well, quite a bit. But see, I was gone a lot. I was already gone.
Yeah.
Leon was more like my son than my brother, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
because I
no
always
age
kind of
difference.
looked out for him and stuff like that because there's such a big. I mean, I was almost 16 years old when he was born.
Right. And then you
So he
got
was more
married,
like-
but
He was more like my son than my brother. Me and Leon never did fight or anything.
no. Me and Deke have never had one argument. Me and Brian argue every day. You know what I mean?
Because you're always wrong, man.
I
That's
still
the
can't
problem.
I still can't be in the same room with Kelly with us not punching each other, you know?
Hey,
But me and Deke have never been in one argument ever, you know?
remember when she would had her back turned to you, Kelly did, and you took your class ring and turned the stone part inward this way and
Yeah.
smacked right on up behind? Yeah, that was good. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't know
that
why I
was
thought
good.
of that, but that was a tag right there. Hey, what were we talking about? I just forgot what we were talking about. We were talking about something. And we got to the difference in the kids. Me and Leon, the only reason why I ever argued with him was because he wouldn't leave me alone. When you left, I would have had to deal with him, and he would call me at work wanting me to go rent a game or a movie on my way home.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah.
called me B
He
all the
called
time.
you
Hey,
B, didn't he?
Yeah, B.
Yeah. Hey, B.
B.
Yeah.
What do you say? We go get a game tonight. Whatever it was, B. What do you say? What do you say? I can just
Pioneer, man. Remember Pioneer in Rittman?
go- Pioneer.
That place was
That's it.
awesome, man.
And he
That
was
place
cute
was
when he
awesome.
was little. He had a little spiked haircut and he wore jams.
Well, hold on a minute. What do you mean I was? What are you saying, man? You saying I'm ugly now?
Is your video working? Yeah, anyway. So, hey, so you have any recollection of being the only child before I came along?
Not too much.
Of course not.
Now wait a minute.
I do.
What is your guys' age difference?
4.
4
4.5
years?
years.
Well,
I do remember when Brian came home from the hospital, because I remember he was in the crib, and I couldn't understand. I do remember this. I couldn't understand why he couldn't get up and play, and stuff, and play with me and stuff like that. I didn't understand that. I do remember him coming home. I don't know how I remember that. I remember him being when he first came home, but before that, I don't really remember.
What you're saying is you don't have any memory
Not
of
too
life.
much. Spotty.
What you're saying is life had no meaning until I showed up.
Oh,
I knew that
I
was
can
coming.
do.
You gave
I
you
do
gave him a
remember.
softball, man. You gave him a softball right there.
I did. I gave him
remember.
softball.
One of my first memories when I was little that I can remember, I don't know how old I was, but Deke had that green car that was really loud.
Yeah.
And there was like a hole in the floor. When I had to
There's a hole
ride
in
in
the
that thing,
floorboard.
man, I would cry because I thought it was a monster. I was afraid of
Yeah.
that thing, man. I would cry
I
when I
paid,
had
I
to get in
think,
there.
$250 for that car. Somewhere, and it was like 3 shades of green. I took it down there to Earl Scheib. He was real popular back then, and it was like $99.99 for a paint job.
Yeah.
But they get a little bit on the windows too.
Yeah.
I thought I was king of the road when I got that thing painted.
Man, because then you went to a body shop and they put sheet metal under the floorboard. They fixed it, remember? So they did that and they painted it, and we thought we had a limousine. And I say we because I had to be the wingman because it had no stereo. So I had to sit with the boombox and the cassettes, and I was DJ the whole time. That's before you had to wear seatbelts, remember? But I had to sit with the boombox in my lap, and I hated his style of music. I didn't like none of it, and he wouldn't.
We'd have a bunch of the boys in there from the church and stuff, and we'd have, I don't know how many packed in there. Like we was like sardines, man. We'd have got pulled over. I'd have been in trouble. Well, me and Mike was just talking about this last night. Mike Hunter, you remember that when I let you and Mike and Greg drive Dad's big old Oldsmobile, and you got like 13? Remember that on Kenmore Boulevard?
We might have been
On
younger.
Kenmore Boulevard.
Yeah.
The old Kenmore Boulevard 500.
Yeah, me and Mike were just talking about that last night.
Yeah, we remember.
Yeah.
Hey, you remember when? I don't know. Mike and Greg might have been with us too, and Bill Kelly was with us, and he was in that car. Remember? And he hit we went in the back alley in the winter, and he hit ice,
Oh yeah.
and it went. And this was the guy. Bill was driving, and we were going like that, and I'm like in the back going, "Oh Lord Jesus, we're gonna die!" And we kept. I mean, I don't know how he straightened that up, but remember that it was.
Oh yeah, we almost.
And then it stopped finally, but tossed us like a salad.
Yeah.
Hey, so you remember when it was me and you and Greg, Kenmore, a lot of bad stuff happened in Kenmore. And I don't know what you were doing over there. You should have been at the house dating your girlfriend instead of taking us for a ride on the back roads there. And those drunk people coming out of that wedding, remember that?
Yeah.
He put a screwdriver under your eye. Remember that? He gets out of the car because we were in his neighborhood driving. We weren't allowed to be in his neighborhood, apparently. And look at that face he's making right now. That's how calm he stayed. Give him this. He stayed calm in the midst of the trouble because I should have been wearing a pull-up at that moment. No doubt. He stopped. He got out, and the guy looked at him, and he's like, and Deke's just looking at him like this, and he's like, making all these threats and everything, and he just looks at Greg and goes, "Get in the car, Greg." And Greg got back in the car, and he looked at the guy. Deke got back in his car. We got in, and he left. Just left him standing out there in the parking lot. And I'm like, yeah, that's right. Just leave him standing there like lamppost.
Rolling down the window, yelling at him.
Yeah, all the way out. We're like, your breath stinks.
Yeah.
But he stayed calm.
He had a screwdriver?
Yeah.
Wow, I never heard this, man. You guys are holding up the good stories on me, man.
Yeah.
I never heard about this.
No, we had to have the car. We had to have the seat steam cleaned after that was done. It was bad news.
Had to get the bidet out, huh?
Yeah, I knew it. I was waiting for a bidet. I knew somebody was going to say it.
And it wasn't me. It wasn't me.
No.
Hey, so what about for Mom? There's a mom. Remember when Mom was trying to whip you with her duster belt?
Oh yeah.
Tell that one.
Well, I got a lot more whippings from Mom than I did Dad, but Mom's didn't hurt. So she just get mad, and I told her this when she'd get, but I wasn't gonna let her know they didn't hurt, but she just grabbed whatever she could, and most of the time it was that, those little belts. There wasn't much to them, and she'd hit me with that. But now, Dad, different story.
Oh man, those definitely hurt.
Yeah.
See, we were the same in the Krillin household. Mom's gonna be watching this, but it is what it is. Dad was the one you were scared of, right? He's always calm, but when you get the whooping, I mean, it just is what it was. So the one time, me and Noah were acting a terror per usual, and my mom was like, "All right, you wait till your dad gets home, right?" And so Dad gets home, and we need to prepare. So Noah goes into the room, and he's like, we're sitting there, and he's putting on shorts. Multiple pairs of shorts. He just keeps putting on. He's probably got 7 pairs of shorts. And he pulls up his pants, and you don't see it. Dad comes, wails on him, gives him the whooping. Well-deserved, well-deserved. We don't need no CPS card or anything. It was a well-deserved whooping. And like 5 minutes later, Noah was, he was a little disappointed in what he did. Walks in the kitchen and just starts taking them all.
Oh, that's good.
Typically, yeah. When one twin was getting whooped, the other twin was getting whooped. You're just doubling down.
Well, is it true? So yeah, we should have a twin episode and get Noah on here sometime.
Oh yeah.
No, that would be good. That's a good idea.
Yeah. What kind of connection is there with that? You guys have like.
Well, here we go.
If he's having a sad day, are you having a sad day? Or if he's hungry, are you hungry? If he burns his hand, can you feel it?
No, I wouldn't say there's any twin telepathy things. But when you are around the person side by side, I can read Noah to a T. I know exactly what he's thinking, exactly how he's feeling, just from the shoot. I mean, we were in the same room together for 16 years of your life. You get to know somebody pretty well.
Sure. What about Katie? Can you tell when she's like reading her face?
Me and Katie have a much better relationship now, I think, than what we used to. Me and Katie duped it out quite a bit when we were growing up. I remember one time she had me. We still talk about it. She had me so fired up. She was being a pest. She just kept poking at me, and it sent me over the edge. I picked her up, body slammed her. It was like the first time that Katie was like, "Oh, they're starting to get. We aren't big people. I'm a small guy," but she was like, "Oh, there's no messing with them anymore." Hasn't been the same since, baby.
So you're not a little boy anymore, starting to grow up here, sissy.
That's right.
Yeah. Justin, when did you realize that you could take Kelly out?
Well, always. I mean, there was never a time I couldn't take Kelly out. You know what I mean?
Hey, well, did we ever fight, Deke? Really?
We never did. Really. Not really. I mean, I would get in trouble a lot with Mom because she always thought I was supposed to protect you all the time. So if anything ever happened to you, it was my fault because I didn't protect you. That was probably the biggest. And sometimes I'd get aggravated about that because that's a lot of pressure.
Yeah, it is.
Well, yeah, because I'm a national treasure. There's a lot to check out over here. But,
my goodness.
And it's probably why I got some warts on me right now. But that, I don't know why you want to take it out on me. That wasn't my fault. I can't help it if there's people coming after me trying to knock. They come after the lead dogs. You know how
the lead dog.
Well, now, what about you guys? Did you guys and Kelly fight? We all know that me and Kelly would fight. What about you guys and Kelly? Did you guys fight a lot or not? Not really?
You talking to me or Brian?
Yeah, both of you.
I didn't fight with her because there's like 12 years age difference. So
right.
No.
See, that's why like Andrew and Luke are like my brothers. We're closer in age than me and you are.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And Rebecca. Yeah. Well, me and Rebecca are 16 years apart like me and you are. So that's
your kids have always been more like my kids, not just nieces and nephews, which that's fantastic too. But hey, tell them Tell the story about Dad talking to Andrew and Luke when you went in the store. What he sprung on them when they were there.
We'll skip over that.
Hey, this is our show.
We'll skip
Hey,
over that.
that's an after the pod discussion.
Wait a minute, Brian. What was you had a story I thought that you had about Tish or something, Brian. What was that?
What? Did you clear that with Mama
I wouldn't
C?
say I really cleared it, but I'll clear it.
Nope.
It's cleared. It's cleared. It's cleared.
He just cleared it.
I just cleared it.
He cleared it. That's not who I'm
When
worried
has that
about.
ever stopped us?
I'm worried about his mother.
Go ahead and roll.
No,
Go ahead
I'm
and
more worried
roll.
about her hurting me
Nope,
than I am
nope,
Lisa
go
Hunter.
ahead and
Lisa
roll.
Hunter can't hurt a fly.
Go ahead.
I ain't worried about Lisa Hunter. Did I say Lisa Hunter 3 times already yet? We were Tish. You know when your kids and all of them, right? You got Deke. They were all like our family, our siblings all the time. It didn't matter. And so Tish she had a perm once, and we were in line and I thought it was fine. I mean, I'm not even making fun of the haircut at all. I thought it was cute. It was wonderful.
Yes, you are. You're
No,
right.
Listen to him, man.
See why I shouldn't have followed your lead there, Steve? Anyway, hey Deke, protect me. Protect me. It's your job to protect me. And so some of the kids, when we were in the youth choir, we had to go in the back and put the white collar on with the blue, purple robe and everything. We're in line, and she was on her side, leaning up against the wall. And everybody walked by and, oh, hey Tish, your hair looks real nice. Every time somebody would talk about her hair, her eyebrows would arch up just a little bit more, you know. And she's like real protective of it. And I walked by. I think all I did was look and say, I'm sure I said complimentary things that were only nice. And but some of the other yahoos, knuckleheads, and I remember one in particular. He lives in Virginia now. I won't say his name, but he pastors a church in called Yorkshire Free Will Baptist Church. If you want to know where that is. And she said something, and he said, "Your hair," and he was going to say how pretty it was. She said, "Hey, do I make fun of you boys when you come in here with your stupid haircuts? You better knock it off." We knew it was over with right then, and nobody was making
Oh
fun.
my gosh, she told you, huh?
It all
She
makes
was
sense
over
now. It all makes sense now.
Yeah, it does. What's that supposed to mean? But I love her to pieces, man. She's one of my best friends in life. Always was.
Yeah.
How'd you guys end up getting me to that level? Get me in trouble right there. But
I think it's good.
Justin brought it up. Blame Justin.
I brought it up. You're welcome. You're welcome, everyone.
I'm gonna get you a beard trimmer back in there.
What do you mean? I just shaved a little bit ago.
We're gonna start calling him Cy Robertson. He's going Duck Dynasty.
I know.
That's what I'm going for, man.
So, hey, Deke, if we were the Robertsons, and there's Jace, and we could throw Cy in there, but of the siblings, what is there? Jace, Willie, and Jep, and is there 4 or 3? Jace. Oh yeah, the older preacher dude. What's his name?
He's not on there much, is he?
No. What's his name? Alan. So there's Alan, Willie, Jason, Jep. What the 4 of us with Kelly? Who are we?
Well, Kelly.
Who are
we? Out of the brothers.
Out of them, we got to throw Kelly there. So
I think Justin's Cy Robertson.
Right.
Leon Cy.
Yeah. I don't even think it's close.
And Brian's Jep. Brian's Jep.
No.
There we go.
The soft one that's a mama.
My favorite episode of that whole thing is when they bought that couch.
Yes, I love that one, man.
They was having trouble getting in the house. And Jeff, the mother kept saying, well, he's the baby, you know, he's going to get hurt. Watch out or whatever. And the dad, now Phil's my favorite on the whole thing. Phil's my favorite character. He go, yeah, last time Jeff tried to pick something up, he was in traction for 6 months.
We all know who that is. That's Leon right there. He's Jeff. He is
Leon's Jeff.
Yeah.
Right.
So he's Jeff. And Cy. He can be Jeff and Cy.
So what does that make Kelly? Willie? Kelly's Willie, man?
Yeah.
Man, she's gonna come after
I know. Hey, Kelly, love you.
What's up, Kelly? Hey, what's up, Willie? Kelly, Willie?
Yeah.
So then who are me and you? That leaves us Jace and who?
I'll take Jace. Jace is pretty cool.
That's why I'm Jace.
Yeah. Jace is pretty cool, man.
You can be Alan because you're not on much. right? You're not.
There you go. There you go.
I don't know. Brian's more like Sadie Robertson, I think. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Trying to figure that one out.
I don't see.
I don't know. I just wanted to make fun of Brian somehow. I don't know.
Well, hey, very good. I take that in stride there for sure.
Thank
Hey,
you.
so what? Hey, your favorite? What's it like being the favorite son in the Sons of Barb?
I wouldn't know. Because I'm not.
It was, maybe Deke may have gotten a lot of whippings when he was younger. But being the youngest, I should have been the favorite, but I wasn't. Deke, Mom, absolutely, anything that Deke said goes.
No.
Like, you know what I'm saying? And he
No,
knows, look
I
at
don't.
him. That grin right there shows that
I
I'm
don't
right.
think so. I don't think
Absolutely.
so.
Mom,
I
but
think you're hallucinating now.
especially
You know,
if anybody would say, hey, where do you want to eat at? Deke just had to name a place.
I
And
did.
then all of
I
a
did.
sudden, Mom would agree
I
immediately.
did use that one time. I used
Tell
that
it.
to
Tell
One
it.
time. Yeah, go ahead.
Tell
it.
it.
I did that time. We was trying to find that place to get Dad's tombstone.
Yeah.
There was a bunch of us in the car, and none of you guys like Swenson's. I think Swenson's one of the best places there is.
So good.
I hate it. I hate
like
that
it.
place.
Never-
I mean,
I hate
I'm gonna interrupt the story. Don't speak for me. I love Swenson.
Best burger in the state of Ohio.
I
think
and
Swenson's
their fried bologna
overrated.
sandwich is number one.
Hey,
Oh man.
America, when you're watching this, anybody that's been to Swenson's Delight, so we want you to chime in down here.
Yes.
And vote yes or no. And I guarantee you, Justin, there'll be way more yeses than no. You don't know food. What
Yeah.
you're talking
And
about.
but here's the thing. Mom doesn't have a clue what Swenson's even is. Okay, go ahead, Deke.
Okay, and that is true. That is
Right.
true.
Mom
Leon's
had no clue.
100% right.
Never
Yeah.
been there.
She'd
That's
heard
all
of it,
I
but
have.
she never ate there. She didn't know.
Never.
So, everybody's saying where they want to eat, and I said, let's go to Swenson's. Mom goes, we're going to Swenson's.
Right. I'm like, Mom, you don't know what Swenson's is. We're going to Swenson's. Like, all right, then.
And do we have to
Your
say
brother
why?
wants to go. Yeah, it's because of Deke, man.
Yeah.
Because of Deke.
So
He
if
knew
we
it.
ever, and don't
I
even
did.
deny it.
I did use that time in my advantage.
Absolutely, he did.
Like that's
Yeah.
the only time. Because
Yeah.
if we
Yeah.
ever wanted to get something done, Justin, all we had to do was filter it through the big man right here. We'd say,
Right.
hey,
Absolutely.
why don't we do this? And he'd say, well, and we convince him. And if he said it, Mom would be like, you know, I've been studying on that, and I believe
Right. That's
what
Dick,
you say.
they're hallucinating again. They're
On
hallucinating.
what? Oxygen? We're not hallucinating on nothing.
Lack of
man.
oxygen.
Yeah. Well, that might be true. Lack of oxygen. So,
As
so
a
as you
fact.
carried the ball for 59 years, and you tried to teach us a lot about sports. I'm a Cleveland sports fan because of you. So it's your fault.
Yeah.
I want you to know
Well,
that.
that's good. Hey, we don't have much to cheer about, but we still, the few times we win, it's fun, ain't it?
Well, no,
Yeah.
hey, well, yeah, let's talk about that. I think the Cavs have a good shot. They
Oh,
can
yeah.
go for it.
Yeah, after the trade deadline, all the Kevin Durant heading off to the West, Kyrie headed to the West. I mean, there's a legitimate route for us to make Eastern Conference final.
Well, what do you guys think about him getting rid of Kevin Love, man? I don't really like that too well.
He wasn't
If he's
doing much.
gonna-
He wasn't doing much for us, anyways, as
I
of
don't-
late.
But then why is everybody wanting to get him so bad then if he ain't gonna do nothing? You see what I mean?
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think it's that big.
Who wanted to
deal,
get him?
but I mean,
Miami and Philadelphia are wanting to get him.
Well, he
Miami,
signed.
he got
They said today he was signed with Miami. But
Oh, really?
once we got Evan Mobley and Jared Allen and a couple of those
Yeah,
big guys, Kevin Love's playing time was gonna go away anyway.
Yeah.
Now I will say this: number 0 should be hanging from the rafters in Cleveland
yeah,
at some point.
Absolutely.
yeah, absolutely,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
They said they're going to do
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, I
That's what
saw
they said.
that.
That's
I
definitely
saw
going to
that.
happen. Because he stuck around. After LeBron left, they could have traded him to a contender and done right by him and all that stuff, and he re-upped.
Yeah,
This
he
was
re-upped
contract.
himself. There was nobody on that roster. What was that? 2018, 2019, and he stuck around.
And at the start of the year, he was contributing, but his number, who was it? Dean Wade took his spot in the rotation.
Yeah.
So
I
that
would
says a
say
lot.
that's the fun part about our group of guys, like us four. Like everybody at the church is so invested in Cleveland sports, college sports. Some of my best memories are just sitting around with the guys, watching
Yeah.
games, going up to games. Justin losing his. Oh, never mind. Actually, never mind. I forgot we were. I forgot we were on Zoom.
What?
But no. We can bring that
Phil.
up. No.
You remember that time Nicky fell
Yep,
in
that's
front
right.
of Gundarina there was rolling, and that lady's like, "Oh my goodness, are you okay?"
That's where I was going, but the one at the Indian Stadium. But we won't. That's post pod.
No,
I
it
think
ain't.
I still
Let's
have
go.
that video
I hear. I
actually.
haven't heard that yet.
Yeah, what was the one? What was the video one you had, Nick? Because you're the one that recorded that, weren't you?
Yeah, you had a pop in your hand. And you and you go walking down the steps and do your theatrical fall that you do every time we go somewhere. And he throws the cup and just rolls on the floor.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's great.
That's the one thing I think he's talking about. The guys at church and everything. What's funny about that? Pretty much the pro teams, most all the guys are fans. The
Oh yeah.
Indians, Guardians, Browns, and Cavs. But where the difference is college sports. You have
College.
a
Oh man,
smorgasbord of
Right.
everything.
yeah,
Everything.
there we go, right there.
Everything. Yeah.
Like who in their right mind is going to like Michigan, Auburn, Tennessee? I mean,
Nobody. Hey, Leon, you got the hat.
Leon,
That's
put
my
it
mouth.
away,
Yeah,
man.
here we
Right
go.
here.
See, show them the shirt
Okay.
you're wearing.
Look right here, boys.
What's wrong
Oh
with you,
man,
I noticed
Oh,
that earlier.
Okay.
geez.
Ohio State's my favorite team, and Tennessee's second.
I'm telling you, the best day of the year every single year. Thanksgiving Saturday
Yes.
at Cecil
Yes.
Melissa's. It
Yes,
doesn't
it
get
is.
better
It's
than
awesome,
that.
ain't it, Nick?
We
It
literally,
is.
I've gotten in. Mom, I love you. I've gotten in so many arguments with my mother about, hey, we're gonna have to do one of the family's Thanksgiving dinners on Saturday. Nope, you can't do it. You can't do it. We are 8 years deep at this point. It's
Yeah, we
solidified
had
on
a
the
little
calendar.
break there from COVID, but we started back up
Right.
again
That's
this
right.
year.
Greg brings
Uh,
his famous chili. It is the
Yeah.
greatest day of the year.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have to admit, this past year I got a little upset at Dustin, Brady, all them guys, man. I hate when Ohio State loses to Michigan and them guys rubbing it in and cheering. That makes my blood pressure go through the roof.
I think my favorite memory of Thanksgiving Saturdays is my papaw and Chig sitting in the living room.
Oh yeah.
All of us. I mean,
Yeah.
there's like 20 guys in there, and we're probably
Oh, yeah.
shoulder to shoulder. And
Oh, yeah.
Chig's in the corner sitting by Papaw, no teeth, and he's grabbing the chaw from the floor and he's throwing some tobacco in his mouth the whole 8 hours. And he's always like, what's the score of the Kentucky-Louisville game? What's the score of the Kentucky game the whole time? And no one wants to watch that game. That's the only game he was worried about.
Those are great memories.
Oh,
Right.
awesome
That's
memories.
great.
The last time I can remember Jig being in there was just that. Like this was I missed the last couple, I think, but when he still was, there. You know what I mean? He was there and all the things around. He had his jaw in, and Johnny was over that way, and something happened, and it was right after all of us just exploded for a big play, and all of a sudden, like it was a good minute or two after it was done, and you hear, Johnny, what just happened?
Yeah.
That's the funniest thing about those two's relationship is like Papaw he was hard of hearing, he couldn't really hear anything. Chigger was same way, a little hard of hearing. But when those two were together, they understood
Right.
what they were saying.
That's like they
Every
had their own
word.
language, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yep, you'd be sitting in church and they're in the back with candy and stuff, and quietest moment of every service, and both of them are back there with their candy. Me and Becca laughed about it. Becca, I'd be sitting back there with them, and Becca every time would just look back and smile at me.
That's funny.
But Brian, you asked me at the start here, and I've been thinking about it like a mom and dad story. It's not like there's a lot of stories, individual stories, but I've mentioned this at church different times. The best thing, the greatest thing, we're all pretty much in the same boat. All of us, family and church family, none of us are rich as far as money, but we got something a lot greater than money. And we didn't have a lot, and we didn't really, I guess we was poor, but we didn't care.
Yeah.
But the best thing that mom and dad ever did for us was take us to church.
By far.
And
By
and
far.
that's of all the stories, to me, that's the greatest. They didn't send us, they took us to the house of God. And because of that, we, they took us to Liberty. I think they started in 66. I was like 3 years old, 66, 67. And because of that, you look at the friends that we got. We're like one big family, and some of us are physically related, but a lot of us ain't, but we're still part of the family of God. And that, of all the stories, that's the best one I got to tell about mom and dad. They took us to church and taught us the ways of God. And that's the best thing. I know we've had a lot of fun, laugh, and cut up, and that's great, and everything like that. But I wanted to share that. That right there is the best thing they could have ever done for us. And that's the best thing that anybody can do for their kids is take them to church and live a Christian life in front of them, because that's the only life that's worth living. There's not anything else is a road to destruction. And I was thinking about that when you asked me there. And we got a lot of funny stories, and that's great. It's good to laugh. We're supposed to laugh. Good, clean fun. But that right there is the best story I got to tell about mom and dad.
And I think the funny thing about that too is, like, we joke around. You guys are the Sons of Barb podcast, and I'm always like, oh no, you guys do all the talking because you guys are the Sons of Barb. But when you look at that one decision, right, to take you guys to church, and you look at my family and the same decision they made, Mamaw K inviting Mamaw to Liberty, like those little decisions along the way completely change the trajectory for my family, for your family, for all of us. And it kind of, and now look, we're sitting here on this little Zoom call, go to church every Sunday together because of those little decisions. So you joke around the Sons of Barb podcast, but like the Farmer family has always been my family too. Like that's always
right, Nick.
You guys have always felt like blood, but it all trickles back to the one little decision, right? To take you to church. And
That's
now
right.
you look at all of our families and the relationship that we have. It wouldn't be possible if it weren't for just that one little decision.
That's right, Nick. That's exactly right. Back in like I said, in that period of time in the '60s, there was a preacher named Jimmy Ellis, and he's already died and went to heaven. But he worked with my Uncle Art. Brian, you probably heard this story, and he invited him to church, the old Liberty Baptist on Van Buren. He invited Uncle Art to church, and he came, and of course told mom and dad about it, and that's how we got started. Mom was already a Christian, but dad got saved there, and they raised me up. So because of one person named Jimmy Ellis, that look what happened. I've seen when Nick said that you can trace it and just go way back, and you see how, and that's why it's so important to tell people about the Lord. Invite people. If he hadn't invited my uncle to church, who knows what would have happened? Our lives could have been completely different just from one person inviting somebody to church.
Yeah.
We're probably not sitting here right now doing this.
Good chance it wouldn't be. So a lot of times we look at the big stuff, but it's not. Most of the time, it's not. It's little things like that. Someone just inviting somebody, telling somebody about something.
Well, then you could even
that's the greatest story I can tell about mom and dad. There's a lot of them. Dad, we got so many funny stories about dad, and we'll laugh about them the rest of our life. Mom wasn't a cut up at all.
Yeah, but mom.
I guess I'm more like mom. You and Leon's like dad, and Kelly, I'm more like mom. I guess she just wasn't a cut up. But everybody's different. I can't tell a joke like you guys do, you know, but we're all different. But
you can tell
the most important thing though of all the stories, that's the greatest thing that Mom and Dad ever did for us.
Absolutely. You take that with brother Ellis. Somebody invited him to church and he got saved.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly right.
Tracing it all the way back. So that's everything we're doing now has that everlasting effect on as well, you know.
Yeah, that's Nick, you don't know. I may have told you, Nick, but like my mom on the fridge always kept like your guys' graduation announcement on the fridge. You, Noah, Katie, Ryan, all you guys. You know, and Kay and Chig did the same thing. You know what I mean? You probably don't even know that, but Mom kept it on there and looked at it all the time. You know what I mean?
Because and that's the thing is like that's just family, right? It's not a blood thing. It was just those relationships that were built through church turned into something that's been completely special. And I don't know. I don't think I would be where I am today if it weren't for. It's crazy how Cece brought that up. Those little decisions, right? And the same thing that we can do. Those little conversations that we're afraid to have and not tell people about the Lord. What family's trajectory could you change or not change by not having that?
That's exactly right.
That's right.
Important.
That's right. You know, that's why you got to come back on and tell more stories, man.
That's right.
Yeah.
Who, Nick?
No, see?
Nick's already on.
We forgot to.
Boys.
Yeah, Nick's already on here, man.
No. You guys didn't tell him that this was the first show forever. He's on every week now.
Right.
Melissa figured out Zoom for him. He's good now.
I guarantee you your viewership is going to be low on this.
No, sir.
I guarantee you, we will set a viewing record with this one, right?
Absolutely.
I don't think so.
I don't bet, but I'm going to make a proclamation right now. I say we will top our view with this for sure. You got it, man. Absolutely.
No, I know we have a lot of fun, joke around everything, but I love you guys.
Love you too, Cease.
Oh man, we love you too. Well, if we didn't love you, we wouldn't want you to come on here. Why you
man?
On here so much, man?
Right.
And see, we were good. We were good, weren't we?
Right. It was good, man.
I told Nick, man, we was gonna watch you like a hawk, man.
You don't have to watch nothing like a hawk, man. Yeah, I told you we were gonna be just fine. You didn't have anything to worry about. Everything was good. You know, we're all set. At the same time, though, you know, you can't wait very much longer. You got to be back on here soon.
That's right.
I've enjoyed it, and I appreciate you guys. But you guys are the pros at this stuff.
Well, yeah, but that's beside the point. Hey, dude, Justin, take us back to the December of 21 when we were talking about doing this, and we did that promo in the bedroom, and all that went on. If Nick hadn't said anything I can do to help, there would have been no podcast.
No.
Me and him had zero clue on what to do whatsoever.
Absolutely not. Yeah, absolutely not. We have no clue how to do any of that stuff, man. We'd
still be sitting there trying to figure out how to turn the phone lens toward us.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Or Brian, we get a big time coach on and Brian doesn't record it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got a coach on there, man.
That was right, man. Yeah. And then we had to ask him to come back again because Brian gaffed it up, man. Gaffed it.
Oh,
I've never seen Justin more nervous or more upset in my life.
I was, man. Because I knew that was going to happen, and it happened.
Yeah.
I'll tell the truth, Chicken Little. You know, this guy's always falling with Chicken Little over here. It's somewhere up there in the clouds. I recorded it. I just didn't know how to retrieve it. There's a difference.
We couldn't find it.
Yeah, and Coach Tyndall. And by the way, speaking of Coach Tyndall, shout out to him. Thank you again for being kind enough to do 2. Some people don't even want to be on here once.
Right.
On here
how's his team doing this year?
They are, I think they're 30-2 or something like that.
Wow.
They're number one. They're a junior college. It's Chipotle Indians. They are number 1 in their conference, and they're rolling into their tournament here pretty soon. They are completely annihilating everybody right now.
Hey, what does Ohio State know about him?
I know, right?
Exactly, man. Get him on there.
Ohio State reach out to him.
Right. I think they should. Listen, one of us could get up there and do better than Holtman's doing right now.
Ohio State.
Right. What is their problem besides the fact that they stink?
Hey, I don't know what a bad basketball team looks like. The Auburn Tigers are sitting top 20.
Nick,
in the
okay, hold
country
on.
right now,
I just have a
so.
question. I may have asked you this, but my memory's bad. Why do you like Auburn? What made you like Auburn?
Yeah, so 2010. Some would call me a front runner, so be it. Whatever. You know, the good thing
right.
the good thing about Liberty Frugal Baptist Church is the fellowship that we have.
Yeah.
The worst thing about Liberty Frugal Baptist Church is the amount of Buckeye fans that we have.
Oh,
So we had I prayed about it, knelt down, got saved, and everything everything just opened up. And Cam Newton, it was Cam Newton. Love watching Cam Newton, and kind of just
Cam Newton?
Cam Newton was never proven guilty. None of that.
How much?
Heisman, potentially the greatest college football quarterback of all time. But we'll leave that at that. And then it just stopped.
Beat Alabama one year, didn't he?
Yeah, that's
So,
right.
hey, if that's the truth, I'm potentially the greatest quarterback of all time as well. Thank you very much. See, Mr. Franny. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I'm an important man. That's all I got.
Yeah, good for you.
That's
Good
it.
for you.
What are you? Are you a receptionist, Brian? What's going on?
Yeah, I'm a
The
receptionist.
secretary.
Yeah, I'm the first thing they see when they walk in here.
Oh
I
man.
feel sorry.
Where you
Business
at?
must
Where
be
you
low.
Yeah, that's right. Where are you
That's
at?
why
Brian?
everybody. That's why most of them use the back door. They don't
It looks
come
like
in
he's
the
at a
front.
cabinet store / secretary. I don't know what's
Yeah,
happening.
what you at work?
Can I interest you in some mahogany or some pine or some? How about some poplar?
Are you on the clock right now, Brian?
No,
You
I
getting
am not
paid?
on the clock. No, I am not. I am just here because the Wi-Fi is way better down here and it's quieter.
Oh.
My dogs aren't barking, so this is my desk. This is where I work. Yes, those are pictures that the kids paint for me. This is my Keurig. This is all my work. All my work is stacked up right here. I'm important. I'm a big deal. Thank you.
Go.
Look,
Oh,
Justin's got some sweat rolling down his forehead. He's got 3
I know.
minutes before he's
He's
got to
three
get to work.
minutes to.
I know. I knew it was
got
getting close, man. I got 3 minutes. 3 minutes, man.
Nick, let me talk about Auburn for a second. You know what I just found out? We were watching Auburn play at home 2 weeks ago, last week or something like that, and I'm looking on the game and I see Johanny Broom, a Morehead State guy. We lived in Morehead, Kentucky for like 16 years. He was just there last year when they were in the tournament or whatever. What in the world? I didn't even know he transferred. How did he end up at Auburn?
Transfer portal is crazy. That's another podcast for another day. The
Well, does
NIL
anybody
stuff
stay-
and transfer portal.
Who stays in their original team anymore and graduates and goes
Yeah,
off from
it's
there?
terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah. I couldn't believe it. I was flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Whatever flabbergasted means. But I looked at my life. Is it Jahani? Not Johnny, but like Jahani or whatever it is. But I couldn't believe it. He looks like he's going pretty
What? Are you talking Jamario Moon? Wasn't he on the Cavs? What are you talking about, Brian?
good. I knew that was coming. Yeah, no. You're
Yeah,
thinking of Jeff Crumpton. Remember Jeff Crumpton, Deke? That big 300. He was like 325. Remember him? They called him the ice cream stand. Look him up. Hey there. Hey there. That's a dream right there. Well, the old clock on the wall tells us that Daddy
Yeah.
has to work.
Well.
Yeah.
He's squirming over there. But Deke, no, seriously, I love you. And thank you for risking your life.
Thank you, Deke.
Hey.
History's
Brought
been
us
made
back.
today. History's
Yeah.
been made today.
So what-
Thanks,
listen.
thanks for asking.
Listen, America, as I pick my nose, you got to remember, chime in if you're a Swenson's fan or not. We got to vote for
Yes.
Swenson's on this thing. And number 2, mailbag for the next time. We'll be on in 2 weeks. Are we going every 2 weeks?
Yeah,
We're gonna
I
try
think so.
to do that, I guess. So we'll be back on in 2 weeks. When this is done, give us some topic ideas or some questions or how bad. Here's the vote. Here's the poll. How bad do you want Reverend Farmer back on this?
Oh no, no,
Yes,
no.
there it
This
is.
is a one shot
Every
deal.
time. Every
One-shot
time.
deal.
Every
No, you're
time.
leaving us.
I'll
This is
listen to
one-
you guys, everybody. Yeah, this is. I'm gonna step out of the way and listen to
Wait a
you
minute.
guys.
What you say? You listen to us every now and then. What's that? Every now
No, I
and
said
then.
I'll listen to you guys. I'll step out of the way after this. Listen to you
Don't
guys.
forget.
And- Even though this is going to be out Thursday, Tuesday, the 21st, is Melissa Ann's birthday. Happy
Yeah.
birthday, Melissa.
Yeah.
And how old is
That's
she?
nice.
How old is 40? 41?
That's nice. Tell us
This-
how old
yeah.
she is. Hey, how old is Lisa Hunter?
Oh, you guys
Cece knows
are
better than
rough.
that.
You guys are rough.
What's up, Lisa?
Boy.
Hey, I haven't said much about her lately, but you know, she sure,
What's up, Lisa?
we're talking about stuff on in there. I've stepped in the hole a few times when it comes to her since we've been gone for 9 months. I just want to say what's up, and I hope they're treating you well there at the home. And if you're getting you're drinking your cream of wheat through a straw now, and Mike wheels you out for sunshine twice a day. That's real nice of him. I
I
appreciate
want no
that.
part of this.
Yeah.
I didn't say that, Lisa. I didn't say it.
Hey, and I hope those new false teeth are fitting perfect. That sounds great. That sounds great. Other than that, I'm cool. I got
He's
everything.
digging
going.
his grave, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In trouble, man.
She can't touch me up here. I'm 6 hours away. That's right.
Yeah, but you said you was coming for Emmy's birthday, wasn't you?
Yeah.
Hey, we
Yeah.
don't need to make that public knowledge,
Yes.
man. When
That
is
is
that?
knowledge.
You coming
Yeah.
down?
Yeah, I'm going.
Yeah. Hey,
Yeah.
hey. He's got to bring the baby, too. Bring the baby
That's
with you.
right. Bring that
Oh,
baby.
Bring the baby.
Since we were been on last, I am a grandpa. Let me
Yeah,
show
you got to
a
bring
picture.
that baby.
If you haven't
Right.
seen her yet, here's the. Hang on, I know Justin. Don't tell me what time it is here. Here is my favorite picture in the world of her right there. She's a month old. She's already holding up her head. Can you see that?
Precious.
That looks good.
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Got
And then
more
there-
hair than you.
I was gonna say.
You know
the same
what? There she is, peering over my shoulder right there. How about that? That's the good look right there. See that? And then
She's
here's my
precious.
favorite one. She's precious. Deke, you told me about being a papaw. I had no idea how much
Oh,
Oh,
She's
man.
sitting
That's,
in my lap yesterday. She's looking at me going, "Hey man, can I have something to eat? What's going on here?"
man, being a grandparent is the best. You get to spoil the kid and then give them back. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's
yeah.
the
When
best.
they mess, you say ahem, and you hand them
Yeah.
over here, let them take them. You know, when they need fed, when they need something, it's like I just get them for the good stuff. That's all. So that's awesome. Yeah, we got a lot to be thankful for, guys. We sure do.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
That's right. All right, Deke. Thanks a lot, Justin.
Love you guys, man.
Hey, love you,
too.
Deke.
Love you.
Stay
Love
right
you.
there. Don't go nowhere
Yes.
yet. Justin's got to sign us off.
Be safe, be smart, and be yourself. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I think your beard just moved, man. What is that up in there? Something's trying to get out.